Gary!
Seinfuck. We straight gassing, cutting straight to the bricks. Ha ha. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. We smoking runts. Shorty got a BBL, took that shit out because she couldn't run. I had to do it for them snipe. I went Judge Judy on that pussy snipe. I'm not loyal to anybody. I'm a demon. I have no loyalty for anyone, never did, never will. Shorty chose to be with a demon. Sounds like her problem to me. Ha ha. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. My money longer than James Cameron. On and off the court, straight fundamentals, no funny business. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Nothing like Dracula. We get it back in blood. You see it, I really did this. I'm really him. Flipped a whole brick into an empire. Stop playing with me. I have no sympathy. I live for this shit. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I'm nice with it. Ha ha. My money long, my pockets deep. No pocket watching me in these parts. We straight gas and cutting straight to the bricks.
Beautiful. What a fantastic reading of Dracula flow.
Amazing.
Is that the OG?
Yeah, that's the original Dracula flow.
The original.
Yeah.
Once again, for context, for those lacking context, this is a gentleman who accosts various, what appear to be strangers and dresses them in stage makeup and costumes and has them read outlandish quotes and what can only be described as sick bars. It reminds me too of a rap that someone made as a response to a video where someone purchased a large quantity of Mylar bags that he assumed were full of marijuana. Now, when he opened the Mylar baggies, he discovered baked beans inside. And some of my favorite bars are in there. It's you really just got bean-boozled. You need a tool to get your get-back called Toodle. Who the hell put beans in the Mylar? How he ain't know it was beans in the Mylar. It gets better. Pinto in the baggie. You thought it was gassy. A little bit of hunts. You thought it was runts. Finessed by a bitch. Beans in the bag, cool. Block your number real smooth. Now you feeling like a fool.
I love how he instantly he became the villain of that entire situation, not the girl who sold him fake weed, thinking it weed like beans and bags. Like everyone universally clowned on it.
Dude, what a legendary internet moment. I'll never forget. I was there. I sold him I
sold him the beans. How has your week been, guys?
I was about to ask the same thing, Malcolm.
It's been good. Just going on living. I'm trying to figure out, because I keep seeing it on Twitter, why this promotional image of Kevin James from King of the Queens has now become a meme all of a sudden.
You're obsessed.
I can explain. All right. I can explain. I've seen this a few different variations of people where they see it from. Now, the version I heard is that someone went to an AMC and asked them for their newest collectible cup, and they came back with a Kevin James King of Queens cup that says, "Stop squeezing my belly."
I did see that.
Yeah, I think that's where it might have started.
If that's where it started, incredible. Because I don't know if that's true, that interaction. And if the person just had this cup from the, early 2000s, and it was just like, oh, here's this thing I put online. And then people went back and were like, this man can't do anything wrong.
It's like that picture of, who the fuck is that guy? It's not Chris Rock. Kevin, works with The Rock. What's his name? Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Hart. You know that image of Kevin Hart going around for a long time where he was just standing, real proper, trying to look very handsome?
Yeah, because it was at his wedding, and it was specifically, wasn't it specifically because the cameraman made him look really tall, even though his wife is a foot and a half taller than him?
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah, even his kids are taller than him. That's the other thing. I think Kevin Hart can't possibly be taller than Danny DeVito.
Oh, so what, 5'6", 5'8"? I'm saying
Danny
5'8".
DeVito is 5'1". Kevin Hart is 5'2".
Yes. Okay. So it is. They're basically the same size.
They're basically the same height. I bet he fudged an inch too. I would not be surprised.
So I just watched a video earlier today because I'm in a basketball wormhole as the new basketball season starts. there was an interview, like Kevin Hart has like a Hot One style show. It's like cold plunge or whatever, where he and like someone else do a cold plunge and then do questions. It's that thing of like athletes that were like, it's a Joe Rogan thing where Joe Rogan like was being like, oh, you know, if you want to recover, if you want to be better, if you want to get stronger, you got to do an 8-minute cold plunge. And so he had a basketball player by the name of Jason Tatum, who plays for the Celtics, on. At one point, Jason Tatum is like, hey, so I got this jersey for you. If you want to like try it on. And then he puts it on, the jersey fits perfectly. And then Jason Tatum reveals, he's like, oh, that's my son's jersey. My son is 4 years old.
Yes. Yeah.
Fucking savage.
Say what you will, but Danny DeVito could body Kevin Hart.
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know. I think that Danny DeVito has a weak jaw, a glass jaw. I think that Kevin Hart lands a couple of sucker punches on Danny DeVito and it's lights
Danny
out.
DeVito is unstoppable for us. Right? We've all seen the clip from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in which he comes out of a couch naked and covered in what is best described as lube.
How does that best make him a fighter? It doesn't.
Because he's a fucking madman. He's a wild card.
I mean, if I were gonna make a bet and there was like a slim like 1 in 1,000 chance that Danny DeVito would tear open Kevin Hart's neck with his teeth, I'd make that bet. I'd put 5 on that just in case.
There's a whole video on Danny DeVito when he was doing a play on Broadway in which he describes how in the play, I guess, he has to eat, like every production, a boiled egg, like a hard-boiled egg. And he just has a video in which how he like goes about it and like opens up and eats a hard-boiled egg. It's insane how he does it. He's like cracking it. He's eating shells. He's just like, you guys got to get in there. I'm like, again, this man will body Kevin Hart.
He's hard as nails. For like a 70-year-old man, he's pretty damn hard.
I don't like that whatsoever. I don't like the idea of him eating a boiled egg through its shell.
Well, it's a thing, and it's a real thing.
What do you mean it's a thing? It's not a thing. You're not supposed to eat the shell.
It doesn't matter if it's like completely shelled or anything like that. If it's time to eat it, he's gonna eat it. I fucking hate hard-boiled eggs. Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah, thanks for reminding me that this curse is just floating out there, Malcolm.
There's genuinely nothing worse than a hard-boiled egg. I just like soft-boiled or nothing. If I have a hard-boiled egg, I will only eat the whites.
What?
The whites are the worst part of a hard-boiled egg. What do you mean you'll only eat the whites?
It's the best part. Are you fucking kidding me?
Best for you, yeah, but the yolk of the hard-boiled egg is delicious.
If your cholesterol's a little high, just fucking eat a bunch of egg whites.
How about this? Do you like deviled eggs? Do you like deviled eggs?
That is a contention with me and my family.
Okay, explain.
My family are obsessed with deviled eggs. If there are deviled eggs in the house, they are gone. Like they cannot exist within my family's house without somebody like we are basically sneaking. It's cutthroat. It's like a game of fucking Survivor. We are sneaking around each other to eat the most deviled eggs and just leave one left so we never have the last one. So we never not an asshole, but there will always be one in the fridge. And I am the like they're okay. My family are obsessed with them and they're like, yeah, they're okay.
You don't like it. You're the one who's like, I don't want to be a part of this shit.
Yeah, if anything happens, like it'll be like they will cutthroat Game of Thrones fucking cut around each other in order to eat all the most deviled eggs out of anyone. And then there will be one left. And I'm like, I guess I'll eat it.
Wow. Okay. So what you're saying is you're the black sheep of your family for not eating the deviled eggs. Because now if I had known that, if at the wedding, I would have gone out of my way to procure some deviled eggs.
There was a conversation about having deviled eggs at the wedding, and it was decided that we best not.
Oh my God.
We best not put that evil on.
I could have gone for a deviled egg while I was there.
They would be gone. They wouldn't have made it out of the house.
I mean, I like a good deviled egg. I'm like I enjoy it. Like at a party, my mom usually makes some deviled eggs, but yeah, to be like we're sneaking around and like playing like mind games with each other to eat deviled eggs is kind of insane.
Yeah, and just lying to each other's faces about how many we've had. But instead of a hard-boiled egg, it just has to be a soft-boiled egg.
Soft-boiled eggs are fucking disgusting. Fuck you.
The inside has to be gooey, or else I'm just like, nah.
Nasty. You have to revert to your cum drinking sensibilities. Unbelievable.
He's got that goo. He wants that goo.
Yeah, I want that.
Oh, the feeling of
Ew.
hot goo sliding down my throat. Delicious.
Ladies, if it's not gooey, I don't want it.
Ladies.
Oh, hold on. I got breaking news. Commander, a purebred German Shepherd, bit a secret security officer around 8 p.m. on Monday. The officer was treated by medical personnel, according to a Secret Service spokesman. So, yeah, Commander.
What the fuck are you doing actual news for when we do that?
Joe
bit?
Biden's dog. I mean, have we talked about Joe
You
Biden's
said
dog,
Commander like I would know
before?
his fucking name. Is it Joe Biden's dog? You should have led with that.
Robert.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not.
Yeah.
You're not as tight into the news cycle. I'm sorry.
Oh
No.
yeah, that's it. I'm not as tied in. I'm not plugged into the news cycle.
No. So Commander has been. So for context, Commander is a German Shepherd that the Bidens adopted like in the first few months of when they became president, or when he became president, and he's just been biting Secret Service members like for like months at a time. Just keeps on doing it.
Also, you know what? We have to say this right now. Whoever gave, listen, Joe Biden is in his 80s. We have stopped allowing people in their 80s to adopt pets.
Yeah, quick
that's
take on
true.
this, Malcolm. I think that dog probably has a better life than you or I, since he has a place at the formal dining table, and Joe Biden thinks he's a person.
Okay, well, that's not
He thinks he's the Secretary of Defense. Commander, is there anything I can get you, Mr. President?
He's the Commander in Chief.
Mr. President, I think you should sign that deal to give the Ukrainians more air support, and I think you should send some more Toyota trucks to the Middle East.
he's all of a sudden we're supporting ISIS in the proxy war.
I have a German Shepherd. He's only ever really gone after one person that I know of, and it's a mechanic friend of mine who is just disliked by German Shepherds, as I'm finding out. He went away for the weekend to California to see a friend who has another German Shepherd, and that German Shepherd also tried to get crazy with him.
Anyway, I mean, that was one of those things I was weirdly proud of, like a number of years ago when I had an old an Akita Chow mix. I think he might have also had a bit of Jindo in him as well. But he was Kuma, the Akita Chow mix. Wonderful, wonderful dog. And you'd think, like, you know, he's kind of a scary looking dog, even though he was ancient. Even when he was pretty old when I got him. And he was the least racist dog I've ever had in my life. He loved black people.
I was going to joke and say that is your bragging point that he wasn't racist. But seriously, Robert, he's a dog.
Yeah, he's a dog that hated people with hats, but loved black people.
This dog was invited to the block party.
Exactly. He was
cookout.
He was invited to the cookout.
It was supposed to be cookout.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, Malcolm,
pour
I'm
one
gonna
out
need
for
that
my buddy
invitation.
Malcolm here.
Oh no!
His invite just got rescinded.
It just reminds me of this one time I went to of my friend's house, and she invited me to like her aunt's house for a dinner. It was a Congolese meal, and then they insisted that I eat 2 pounds of chicken wings as they watched.
They're like, go white boy, go white bear, go.
I was eating chicken wings and drinking guava juice, and then like every time I'd be like, I'm good, they're like, you should eat more.
They're just like hovering around you. It's just like, yes, eat more.
I have a few things that I want to talk about.
All right.
At the top of it, I'd like to congratulate the Cardinals for sending the Cowboys fans home early this year. Y'all don't come back. You hear? I'm sick of you rude and surly assholes on my 51 southbound heading to Glendale. And another thing, if you're in the arena that the Cardinals play in, I understand that you were the fan favorite before they were established, but please stop starting fights with Cardinals fans in their own arena. I don't care how far you drove to get to Glendale. It's just rude. And third of all, you can kiss my ass, Bird Gang, protect the nest. Thank you.
What is...
You know, Robert, it's come to my attention that you didn't have a segment ready either, did you?
I mean, we haven't even been able to get there that far, yeah.
Get there, he says.
I mean, I guess that comes with the question. How do you feel about bald women?
How do you feel about paper bags?
Yeah.
You know, all you need is a plunger and you can still pull their hair.
I wish there was a way to like verbally communicate that picture of Kevin James.
I forgot that Kevin James's real brother, who goes by the stage name Gary Valentine, played his brother on the show. Oh man, it is just Frasier. This is you know what? This is blue collar Frasier, and that's why I like it more.
I am reminded of that one sitcom that kind of untimely canceled, the Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, and the fact that James Vanderbeek played himself in that show.
Holy fuck, you watched that?
Oh, I fucking love that shit, actually. Obviously, it was such a bad, it's bad, but it's good.
I remember seeing the ads for that and being like, oh, this looks just awful.
I don't know. I guess like Community and like Arrested Development are those two kinds of shows where they like everyone when they first start in it weren't like huge stars, but pretty much every single person in it has just like blown up completely.
Yeah.
Robert, what was that thing about Chevy Chase saying about leaving the set of you think you know that?
I don't think he meant it to sound as racist as it did.
Well, when he's trying to beat the allegations, it's certainly not helping his case. What did he say? He was just like, I really didn't like having to work with quote unquote those people or something like that.
Here's the thing that's so crazy about Chevy Chase still shitting on Community is that like Community is, and Dan Harmon is responsible for basically like the entirety of the MCU right now, like all the self-reference.
No, I'm fucking. That is a Joss Whedon thing.
Yeah,
Joss Whedon did that years before Dan Harmon did that.
No, I'm gonna say, listen, we're not giving credit to Joss Whedon because fuck that guy. But
true.
But people would say the same about Dan Harmon. I'm sorry. Dan
that guy
Harmon never wrote a line that was like, and yeah, that just happened.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, but if you watch if you look at like the screenwriters for a lot of these like recent last like 5-6 years MCU movies and TV shows, they all have credits on either Community or Rick or Morty. That's where they find them.
Either Rick or
It's
Morty.
not where they find them. It's just because the Russo brothers basically took over the MCU and they used to run a fucking production company with Dan Harmon. It's a different fucking thing. And that's one of those things. I saw the internet. I saw the argument on Twitter. The basic thing that I pretty much decided, or I came away with it was, is that I came away with it was that fucking everyone doesn't sound like Dan Harmon. Everyone sounds like they're trying to do Dan Harmon and doing it poorly. And I don't even like Rick and Morty. I like the first 2 seasons and everything after that was shit.
You watched the entire first 2 seasons of that show?
I didn't get all the way through the second.
I watched some stuff like episodes with like certain guest stars where I was just like interested to see how they would show up. But I haven't watched it in ages and I like couldn't care. I found like Justin Roiland's humor to be grating at a certain point. I was like,
it's that kind of like fake improvised, like, oh, it's
not even a fake improvised quality. It's literally just like, I'm so much smarter than everyone else. Everyone is beneath me. I'm a nihilist, you know.
You're not burping enough. You're not burping enough.
Look, it's really hard to do on command. I have esophagus issues now.
Oh, just to quote this Deadline Hollywood article. Chevy Chase says Community wasn't funny enough for me, and he didn't want to be quote unquote surrounded by ... those people.
Yeah, I don't know how else you could possibly take it when it's phrased like that.
Yeah, that's bad.
Do you think he actually put the ellipses in himself? He's just like, make sure you put ellipses.
Absolutely
those people.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, he's like the only actor who's not coming back for the Community movie either.
They killed him off and then they were like, we're not trying to find a way to bring him back.
Not only did they kill him, but like spoilers, he canonically masturbated himself to death.
That's the way I want Chevy Chase. Did you guys ever watch a Chevy Chase movie that wasn't Caddyshack?
Family Vacation?
Vacation.
Yeah, National Lampoons. Okay.
National Lampoons.
My exposure to him.
Oh, and I also watched Fletch.
Fletch is good.
Never watched Fletch.
I saw Spies Like Us. You guys ever see Spies Like Us before?
No. What's that?
No.
It's where that doctor joke comes from, where a doctor is like, doctor, and the other one shakes his hand. He's like, doctor,
doctor,
you know?
Doctor. Yeah, the joke that was overused when we were in high school.
That movie is known for. It is like a weird it's like a feel good comedy about 2 fuck ups being spies in the Soviet Union. And I think they saved the day by having sex with the women protecting the Mobile Sam site.
I do. This does sound familiar. Oh, it's John Landis. Oh man, John Landis. Yeah, that's a character. I met him. Have I ever talked about meeting John Landis on this podcast?
I don't think you have.
No.
Got to make it on the list if it's not. If not, fucking Sasha can just cut it the fuck out.
Sasha, did he talk about meeting John Landis?
No!
Thank you.
So yeah, I when I was a kid, when I was 14 or 15, I went down to Disneyland with my dad and then my dad's best friend and my dad's best friend's wife and then my brother. And it was around my dad's birthday. We do a whole Disneyland day. And then my dad's best friend, who I'll just call Howard because that's his name.
This is Howard. Get his social security number too.
Yeah. He's like, oh, so I'm in this documentary. Malcolm, I know you love movies. Where there's a test screening of it on the Disney lot. Do you want to go watch the test screening for it? And I go, okay. I don't know what it is. And then he's tells me, he's oh, it's about this famous stand-up comedian named Don Rickles. And again, I was I don't know who Don Rickles is at this point.
Yeah, he's the guy who pooped himself on the Late Show.
Yeah, initially I'm so excited to get on the lot. I'm there, go to the cafeteria, we got there early. I'm just there. There's the cast of Cold Case, the CBS show, just eating lunch. We go through it tells you this is 2000s. At some point, we also, before the screening, meet up with these writers, these screenwriters, and they're old guys.
14 year room with 50 and 6-year-old men who are just yes, the economy, the sitcom economy.
Yeah, no, these guys are yeah, we wrote on on MASH. Their whole thing was talking about the glory days of writing for MASH.
Oh, buddy.
And then they tell this long story about how all the writers on MASH the final season had a coin toss about who would get credit and who wouldn't, because there was a limit to how many people would get credited. And they were talking about how they got credited so they didn't have to work for 3 years. And so I was oh, that was pretty cool. So then finally we go to the documentary screening. And I was thinking oh, it's a documentary. This who's going to be there? And it's turns out it's John Landis. He directed the documentary. The documentary is called Mr. Warmth, the Don Rickles Project. And then immediately as I walk in, he looks at Howard and goes, "Hey, Howard, you fucking cocksucker, come here and give me a hug."
Jesus.
Oh yeah, that Hollywood welcome.
and then he looks at me and goes and I go oh, it's I just say he's my, he goes, oh, it's my nephew, my Howard does. And then it just goes, then John Landis looks at me and goes, yeah, your uncle, he's a real fucking cocksucker, isn't he? And I'm what is happening? Oh, and then it's just that uncomfortable laugh. And then I realize we're in this small editing room. Go watch the documentary. There's a couple of random directors and stuff who are there. I remember meeting this director named Adam Rifkin, and he had just, because I was a kid, he had just written the Chevy Chase movie Zoom. So he did this movie with Tim Allen called and Courtney Cox called Zoom. And Adam Rifkin, I remember looking at me, and again, would have been at that age, and you would have been at that age, Harper, because it was for your demographic at the time.
My mom thought, "Oh my God," was a swear word, so I don't think so.
So the whole point of this is that I remember Adam Rifkin looking at me and being "Did you see Zoom? What did you think of Zoom?" And I'm no, I didn't. I was
no.
I was and then he got so upset. He was looked so defeated. He was oh. I was why do you care if I saw this fucking movie? I was just at that point where I was starting, that's when I was about to get into the Saw phase. That was
oh yeah, this is what did it.
I was just I was trying to do more adult things. I'm yeah.
Nothing more adult than murder.
I remember at that point in my time, I'd been yeah, I watched Goodfellas. I was even though I would not watch Goodfellas. I was probably watching King of Queens and Everybody Loves Raymond. But yeah, I just remember that and then just being what the fuck? And then they all just started smoking around me.
Great story.
Yeah. Malcolm's hanging out with the comedy good old boys.
But I just wanted to throw that out there just because let's remind ourselves that John Landis is responsible for the death of 2 children.
Yes,
and
he is.
Vic Morrow.
Whoa.
And his son, Max Landis, is a piece of shit. So.
And not even like a fucking horrific death, via helicopter, for Christ's sakes.
That's isn't that a way to go out? You're you don't even know it. You're I'm filming a movie, and then just boop.
No.
And you're up in the heavens.
I'd like to leave some remains for my family to actually look at, to kind of process that.
The great news is the remains were captured on celluloid. How do you say that word?
Celluloid?
Yes, and and then they can rewatch it for their
over and over. It's just like, oh yeah, that was Aunt Casey. Just
which, by the way, I didn't realize Chevy Chase is not his real name.
What is his real name?
His real name, Cornelius Crane Chase.
Ugh.
Because Chevy Chase is the name of several towns, and it's like a neighborhood in Washington, D.C.
It's Chase, but Chevy, he just decided because there were towns in the name, and it's like the writer Gary, Indiana, who had never been to Gary, Indiana, when he decided that was going to be a pseudonym.
Yeah, like it'd be like if one of you had a pseudonym and you decided to have it be Chandler, Arizona.
And I've been to Chandler.
How is Chandler?
It's nothing. It's just shopping malls and roads. That's it. It's
like
what do you fucking think most of Arizona fucking looks like?
I don't know. Is there a Raising Cane's?
Yes.
Probably.
Probably. You know what they say? There's got to be one Raising Cane's per
square mile. Yeah, in Phoenix.
Yeah, you can't have medical care, but we can put an IV in, and then you can have that cane sauce.
Yeah,
baby.
inject that.
I
cane
would
sauce.
suck dick for a caniac combo the way I like it. Some guys say $20 is $20, but the caniac, the way I get it, is $22.82, and that's got to be worth something.
Extra sauce.
At least 2 extra sauces. They're really stingy with the fucking sauces, dude. $1.25 a piece for a little extra cane sauce.
Yeah, I was kind of like, it was like $1.50 for an extra Texas toast now. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you got to sub out the coleslaw to get an extra Texas toast. That's what you got to do. You really should be able to sub out the fries for like 5 more sauces because the fries fucking suck.
Yeah, the fries aren't that good. Like, they're crinkle fries.
They're crinkle fries, but they're soggy at the same time.
I don't know if anyone's gonna actually like I don't know. Cane's is good, but
So
I don't think we have it.
Yeah. Hold on. You put them head to head with like In-N-Out Burger though.
Well, fries specifically.
Any part of fucking Cane's. Cane's makes chicken fingers. In-N-Out makes burgers. In-N-Out has good French fries, and you can order them in a variety of ways. Cane has French fries that you wish you could throw away.
I'm just saying this right now. In-N-Out does not have good French fries. You
watch them cut the fucking
edible
potatoes right there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that doesn't make them good.
It
just makes them fresher, less cooked.
I don't fucking believe this. Look, they're just shoestring fries, right? What's wrong with them? They're not salty enough for you?
They're just not that good. I mean, yeah, I add salt if I want to add. They're just they get soggy quickly. They don't have that much flavor.
You fat fuck. You like pile them under 3 spreads. That's why they get soggy quick.
I just want a fucking, if I'm gonna have fries from In-N-Out, I'm only gonna have them animal style. This is like the worst fucking conversation we've had in a while. This is not going anywhere.
This is going exactly where I wanted to. You admitting that you're wrong about In-N-Out French fries.
You don't like animal style?
He only gets some animal style. He says that any other way is wrong. And to be fair, he's correct. But saying that the fries get soggy when you order them animal style is just insane.
No, I'm not saying the fries get soggy when you order animal style. They get soggy and dry when you just don't have them animal style, when they're just normal.
How long are you letting the fries chill there?
Okay, that is a good question. Do you eat your fries before your burger, or your burger before your fries?
Look, if I'm on my way home and I'm hungry enough to go to an In-N-Out, I'm eating the French fries on the way home. That's just how it is.
I can't eat in the car. I've never been able to. Everything gets too greasy. I'm a messy boy.
You've never been able to eat in the car?
He's never been able to eat in the car. He can't get over his fear.
What is your fear?
His fear that he'll fucking die in a terrible fireball if he drives with one hand, apparently.
That is true. I'm a both hands on the wheel kind
you say
of
everything
guy.
is too good. Robert, I don't think you've driven because you've lived in California for so long. What do you mean you don't eat them in the car? You're in an Uber. You can eat the fucking fries in the backseat of the Uber.
I'm not going to get an Uber just to go to In-N-Out. That's expensive.
Yeah, that's a really expensive trip to In-N-Out.
Like, yes, driver, please take me to the In-N-Out.
Yeah, it's kind of like a fucking Living in America type deal. What's the name of that movie? The Eddie Murphy joint?
Oh.
Dan Aykroyd. Trading Places.
Trading Places, yeah.
The other Eddie Murphy joint, though, Coming to America.
Yeah, there's you're thinking of are you thinking where he comes like as in like an African king
he's
to
a
like
Nigerian
Harlem?
prince coming to America.
Yeah, they made a sequel to that fairly recently.
That sucks.
They did, yeah. It's on Amazon Prime. The cast is back.
Did either of you watch that? Coming back to America.
Yeah, I think it's Coming to America, like with the number 2.
Ugh, CUMMING.
Coming to America.
I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis reprises her role, does she not? Was she in the first one? Yeah.
That would shock me if she did. Eddie Murphy, I can see doing it.
Yeah, don't worry. Are we talking about another John Landis movie? Absolutely.
Yeah. Another quick sidebar.
Well, actually, no. That's Coming to America doesn't have Jamie Lee Curtis in it. Which is the other one I'm thinking of?
Was that Trading Places?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Trading Places.
I get those two mixed up all the time because they're both Eddie Murphy movies where he comes to New York or whatever.
Yeah, and they're both directed by John Landis.
Are they both John Landis movies?
Jesus Christ, John Landis. Make some different movies, please.
Well, he tried making a different movie and 3 people died.
Yes, sir. We were on to something the whole time. I knew there was greatness just at the bottom of that.
God,
that is so fucking good. All right. Yeah, sidebar further. Is Wesley Snipes dead yet?
No, he's still alive.
What's his deal? Why isn't he in everything?
Well, because he was the only actor ever convicted of tax evasion, which is crazy.
That's not true.
Who else was it?
What's her name?
Russell Crowe almost got I thought.
Martha Stewart.
No, she got hit by for insider trading is what she got hit by.
It's sort of the same.
Actually, hilariously enough, Wesley Snipes' last couple of movies are he was in Coming to America, like the sequel, and then
oh, that's funny.
And then he was also in that Eddie Murphy movie, Dolomite Is My Name, which is actually really good. It's a great movie.
I recommend that.
And then he was in
Was he in Daddy Daycare?
No, I mean that would have made
funny.
A lot of sense. No, he was in True Story, which is that I guess drama that Kevin Hart did, where he was playing a version of himself.
He's trying to prove that he could Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
you can't Adam Sandler. I'm sorry, Kevin Hart. You're too short. No one can take you seriously.
Yeah. And
you are the Rock's backpack. That's all you are.
That's all you are.
The craziest thing about the Kevin Hart movie, or this TV show, is that he just is in the show. They just call him Kid. He's like, Kid's back in town.
That's not going to help you. That's not going to help you have someone take you seriously, Kevin. Jesus.
I'm never going to take Kevin Hart seriously in the first place, though. So it doesn't really matter what they call him. They could call him Petunia, and I'm going to be like, yeah, that's Kevin Hart.
That's Kevin Hart right there.
And then the whole story is about Kevin Hart plays Kid, a famous comedian and rising screen actor, and he is a big he does stadiums, and he's hugely famous. And then Wesley Snipes plays his older brother, who's a failed entrepreneur, and trying to bring him down. And then it's this drama. It's a drama between these two guys where it's I don't know,
a failed entrepreneur, because that's an actual job now.
Boys. On 3, we say Wesley Snipes' greatest role. The name of the movie together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Major League.
Blade. Oh, Jungle Fever.
You said Blade?
I said Blade.
No, yeah, I said Blade.
Blade's good, but I liked him so much in Major League.
I feel like he took the Blade role a little bit too seriously, and it kind of rubbed some people the wrong way. And so he got it's that thing with Daniel Radcliffe. In order to break out of being Harry Potter, he had to do a bunch of weird roles, but Wesley Snipes never really did that. He never really escaped Blade as a role. It's hard for actors, and once they get into those roles, to be anything but those. Chris Evans is still going to be fucking Captain America, visiting sick kids for years.
They redid Blade pretty recently, didn't they? Am I crazy?
They're going to. It's got the one guy from what is he in?
Yeah, it's Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, he was the bad guy in the Luke Cage TV show. He played Cornell Cottonmouth Stokes, and now he's going to play Blade in the movies, because the Luke Cage show may or may not be canon because it was on Netflix.
All right.
Yeah. Well, and most famously, he was in Green Book.
Was he in Green Book or was he in Moonlight? I can't remember. He was in Moonlight,
he was
wasn't
in both.
Yeah, okay. He was also in Alita Battle Angel, which was not a good movie.
Actually, crazy enough, he won the Best Supporting Actor in both Moonlight and Green Book. You know what? He's the reason why Green Book has a best Film Academy Award. It's him. He's the only reason.
Viggo Mortensen didn't exactly give it.
Yeah, and the father
just sloppily eating fried chicken from the front seat of a fucking coupe.
Yeah, listen, the Academy fucked up. You know what? We don't give the Farley brothers, or in this case, a Farley brother, an Academy Award. All right, like that's on the Academy. All right,
we can't do it now.
You know, they had good comedies in the 80s or the 90s. They, Dumb and Dumber. There's Something About Mary. You know, I don't hate Shallow Hal. I think Shallow Hal is, not bad.
It's fun.
Classic.
It's fun.
I'm a big fan of a movie I grew up loving called Stuck on You, which is the Matt Damon, Greg Kinnear, they play conjoined twins movie.
I've never heard of that.
I've heard of that. They played it on Comedy Central.
I had that on VHS.
I heard of it.
I had that on VHS because it was like one of the few movies that like my mom had on VHS. And I just remember watching that movie, I don't know, like 20 or 30 times. Like I've seen that movie so much. And I don't know why. I don't know why I saw it so much. I don't know why as a kid I loved it so much. Like I should have just told Adam Rifkin, I'm like, I didn't watch Zoom. I was too busy watching Stuck on You on VHS.
I'm going to read a viewer.
No, you didn't even bring a segment to the table.
I was going to, but now we're kind of out of time.
No, we're not out of time. I'm
going to bring the segment. I had a game show ready. I'll have it ready next time.
Yeah, I don't believe
I have
Let's
another
go with
segment.
The submission. I kind of got to be somewhere.
Exactly.
We
got to wrap this up. I'm going to put in the submission.
I really need to come.
He's like, he just needs to come. All right.
Okay. Well, speaking of come, here's the question from a listener who'd like to be addressed as Frankie with an IE. Tell Megaphone to think. Hey, Seinfuckers. Like 8 or 9 exclamation points. That's a lot. I've got a question for you. Are you allowed to come on Christmas? Come was in all capitals. Jerk off or bisex? My girlfriend says no, but my best friend Brad says yes. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Have you come on Christmas? Have you come? Oh God. Is it a sin?
let me lead this off here, okay?
And the song he suggests is "White Christmas" by Bing Crosby.
I am the practicing resident Christian here, and I must say, it is a sin. It is better to come in a whore than on the floor. That's just a little mnemonic device that they teach you.
I don't think they teach you that.
It's a little pneumatic device.
The pneumatic device. Yeah, it's a pneumatic device.
And it's also twice as evil to come on Christmas because that's when Jesus is watching you the closest. And
shouldn't Jesus be getting turned for his birthday?
No. So instead he's watching you, and if you come and he sees you, then that's some pretty bad luck. And you're going to have to probably deal with the consequences of your actions in the form of like some sort of anti-curse if you know a powerful enough spell. Of course, witchcraft
I don't
is
think
also
this is Christianity,
Jesus.
Harper.
Huh? Anyway, so yeah, it's twice as sinful. Coming in your girlfriend, maybe 1.5. I'm gonna say 1.5. Coming at all is very bad, but like it's not by yourself, and if it's for the purpose of procreation, fine. If it's in your husband or wife, technically, I'm supposed to tell you that there's a split, but there's not. It's probably going to be like a 0.5 multiplier instead of a 1.
I love this math system. You've come up for the amount of sin there is from this.
I've made several observations, okay? There's a streak factor as well. Like if you spent the 12...
So if I've come every single day for all of December and I do it on Christmas, is that like a times 30 combo bonus?
It's a times 30 multiplier.
Do I just like, I like Mortal Kombat? Do I get points? Just like, you go to hell.
If you masturbate every day from now up to Christmas, God just might smite you where you stand.
It just heart explodes.
Like what if it's like the 12 days of Christmas thing, but like, like my true love gave me an orgasm. Is that okay?
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a coming over her face. I got nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, we tried.
Gave to me.
I tried.
Yeah, and over the pants hand job. But
That sounds fucking
6
awful.
Blumpkins blow.
You seen that girl that can suck dudes through their fucking pants pockets?
what?
What?
No.
She's talking. It's like some street interviewer. He's talking to this woman.
Street interview. Yeah, did she show it? Was it
Yeah,
on
it's just like,
camera?
How's your last relationship go? She's like, bad, because he said I was too much for him. Like I was too dirty for him. And he's just like, damn, shorty, why you say that? And she's like, I sucked his dick through his pocket once. And I was like, damn, you are bad. Like, first of all,
Jesus. She did get this girl's number?
yeah, what's her at?
What's her at? Yeah, she got an Instagram.
Yeah, if you suck your boyfriend's dick through his pocket at Christmas Day, that is a straight ticket.
Yeah, that's like a 6-timer. Yeah, that's like a ×6.
Malcolm didn't even have to think about it. He's like, I'm not even practicing.
I don't practice. I haven't,
I'm still going to hell.
I'm, but yeah. Do you think JC Jade his D?
What?
Jesus Christ jerked off.
Oh, he is probably like the last person in the world who would have had the jerk off, right?
Yeah, because I guess he did surround himself with whores.
Do you think if he jerked off, he like chose to do it, and he like was very angry while doing it? He was just like, "No, I told you, I'm fine."
It's the reason why he was washing all those pilgrims' feet. He was a bit of a Tarantino kind of guy.
Boy, we're gonna have some apologizing to do this Sunday.
Yeah, I got some Hail Marys to put in my back pocket.
Robert, I'm gonna be on the other side of that lattice door.
Just like, hello, Robert. Oh no, and I like try the door and it's locked.
You say like, and I guess if I had to call it something, I would have called it wrath and lust. And then I slide the blinder back, and I'm just like, "What about this week's episode?" You know.
I mean, yeah, I think it's probably, especially if because it's Christmas time, you're gonna have a lot of family around. I don't think it's like it's already hard to jerk off when you have like roommates and people you live with. Doing that on Christmas is just like really, it's not kosher. It only racists say that stuff. Anyway.
Malcolm, your opinion on whether it's a sin or not?
I'm coming on Christmas. You live alone. You have to preface.
Yeah, I live alone.
Assume you didn't.
And I don't practice, but I don't think I've ever come on Christmas. I've never I feel like it is that day where I don't know if I would feel guilty. I just feel like you
just have too much going on.
Yeah, like if there's any day to stay with a little, have a little in the tank for the next day, Boxing Day up here in Canada. Like sure, you
can come on Boxing Day.
I can come on Boxing Day. I can come on St. Patrick's Day. I can come on Juneteenth.
You should not come on St.
I
Patrick's
was at your apartment on St. Patrick's Day this year.
I said I can. I didn't say I did that this year. But
when Robert's over, you should.
Yeah, I stayed. I didn't jerk off while you were here. So
I had an issue with my bank, so I couldn't pull out any money to go drinking that night too. So if I had drank too much and I was passed on your couch, anything could have happened.
Well, I've not gonna do that.
I can see Robert jerking his cock in a drunken stupor.
Sorry, fellas.
Sorry. I guess answering the question, have you come on Christmas?
Yes.
100%. Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
I definitely have. I was a teenager.
I was home alone last Christmas. I came on Christmas.
And yes, I did get on my knees later and apologize for it. Absolutely.
You're
I didn't. I should have. I did not. I apologize to my savior.
Could you come on Christmas Eve, specifically in the night, like before, after you have returned from mass, but before you wake up for
now?
And see,
now,
yeah, you're kind of
what
like
did
a
your
stickler.
mom always tell you? If you have to sneak, it's wrong. Sneaking to come in the middle of the night.
Listen, I can't help it when I had some communion wine and I'm feeling a little frisky.
A little frisky.
When did you get communion wine on Christmas Eve?
Because you went to the Christmas Eve service like a good Christian.
The Christmas Mass has alcohol.
One time I went to
it does.
I went to a Christmas Eve. My grandma used to always sing in the choir, even though I went to go and I was going to have some of the wine because I was this is when I was maybe 16. And then my stepdad at the time was looked at me and was like, you can't drink that. You're not Catholic. And I go, who gives a shit? I was like,
the Lord gives a shit, Malcolm.
Yeah.
The Lord cares if you come with a burdened conscience and share of his meal. What did he say, Malcolm? What did he say?
No.
No. This cup is the new covenant in my blood. Come on, Malcolm. Shed for you and
I
for
don't know
all
it.
people for the forgiveness of sin. Come on, Malcolm. You know the words.
I'm here to freestyle. Give me
We don't need rapping Jesus. We do not need rapping Jesus.
My flock is big and it keeps getting bigger.
bigger.
No.
Guess who? That's right. It's me, author of No Country for Old Men, Cormac McCarthy. Boy, howdy. Have the fans ever been clamoring to hear another one of my patented opinions on the Seinfuck podcast? Press next to hear another banger thought. I just want to say to Malcolm, from one writer to another, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Robert, you could learn a thing or two from this modern-day Michelangelo of the pen.